djcourses.com website, and with the people behind the 21 DJ courses that, believe it or not, 24,000 of you guys and girls worldwide are taking, and that are hopefully helping you become better DJs and better DJ producers, which is what this is all about. We are live currently on Global DJ Network, the Facebook group for DJs by DJs. We are live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. And when I click this button here, because you have to click an extra button to do this, we will be live on Mixcloud. Now, whether or not that works, they're in beta. We'll try our hardest to get that working. But anyway, we are live across all those networks. And hopefully, as I say, we can get that live on Mixcloud as well. And the reason we're going to try and do that on Mixcloud as well as all those other platforms is that today it's all about Mixcloud Live. It's all about the new platform from the makers of Mixcloud, which a lot of you will know is the place to host your DJ streams successfully and not get them taken down and not get yourself in trouble. So they're now doing live streaming, and it couldn't have come at a better time for everyone. You know, there's two keywords that when we write anything about them right now on our website, it's almost like a multiplier for traffic. The first one is live streaming and the second one is legal. Put the two of them together and you won't be surprised to know that the Mixcloud posts and videos have had an awful lot of views. So welcome to Nico and Matt from Mixcloud. How are you guys?
Hello.
I managed to get the three of us on the screen together, so that's pretty awesome. We'll leave it that way for the rest of the interview. So I am actually still trying to get that to go live on Mixcloud. As we all know, it's a beta. It's probably my browser can't deal with broadcasting to all these places at once. I won't blame your software, but I'll get it going. Don't you worry. So welcome, boys. Thank you very much for being here, firstly. And well done. Well done on launching Mixcloud Live. A lot of DJs watching this will have already broadcast something on Mixcloud Live, and we've been broadcasting all our shows on there since this happened. How's it been? How's it gone? How's the last week or so been for you guys?
Do you want to cover this, Nico? I'll take it. It's been exciting, I'll give you that. It's been a hell of a ride. We literally, I think it was 10 days ago, last Saturday or late last Friday night, decided to put out this little trial to a few users, and since then it's done nothing but explode. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster.
So you know, we knew that was going to happen when we just posted a little piece on it, rushed out at the end of the day, woke up in the morning and it had like 60,000 views across our platforms. We were like, whoops, this is going to be big. And of course DJs have absolutely taken it to their hearts, and why wouldn't they? It's the first chance they've had to feel like what they're doing isn't wrong, and to feel like what they're doing is kind of accepted and it's all right. And is that the kind of feedback you've got? Have people been saying, you know, thanks for giving us the chance to do this and not worry about having our feeds blocked and even worse?
Yeah, 100%. I think, you know, Matt and I were talking earlier about how we haven't seen this level of excitement since, you know, when we launched in the early days. And it's been incredible just to see how many people have come to us and said, like, thank you for building this. It's a total game changer. It is exactly what we were looking for. And I think we maybe underestimated how popular and how much of a need there was for this.
And I'm actually putting you live on your channel now. Just needed a little bit of a reboot and we're there. So if you've just joined us on Mixcloud Live, these are the guys from Mixcloud Live. I'm trying to point in the right direction. You've got Nico and Matt from Mixcloud Live are here live with us, which is absolutely fantastic. And talking about this platform, talking about why they've done it, talking about what the future is for it, and so on. And if you've got any questions, please ask down in the comments on Mixcloud Live and also in the comments on the other platforms, and I will pass these along and we'll talk about it. So if you've just joined us, if you're one of the people who's just piling in now to these broadcasts, it's Tuesday Tips Live. We've got Matt and Nico from Mixcloud Live here, talking about their live streaming platform that's just been launched. And if you know you've got friends who want to hear from the horse's mouth where this is all going, click those share buttons, please. All right then. So the first question has to be, you were clearly working on this for a little while, but you rushed it out because of live streaming. So, you know, because of live streaming on lockdown and everyone doing it. So what was the plan? What is the plan? You know, what was the big plan in the first place for this? Why has an audio platform decided to jump on live streaming?
So we were working on it for about 3 weeks before launch. So that gives you an idea of how rapid this was. In fact, I think it was actually 2.5. We essentially did an internal company hackathon, and one of the teams were like, let's have a go at live. We know there's something in this. Let's start building it. We put the video chat together, and we're like, this works. This is it. This is right here on the money. And then COVID-19 hit, and we're like, okay, we just got to get this to market. Like, simple as that. We have a sketch out of a plan, but honestly, we're building it as we go based on the feedback from users. We know there's certain things we need to add, like archiving to Mixcloud. It's a really obvious feature set, which we'll be getting there. But we just thought speed was of the essence. Get it to the user base because it's just such a clear requirement, and we thought we'd go out small, and it didn't end up that way. So.
No, it's quite incredible. And I could have told you that. All you had to do was pick up the phone. I could have told you that.
Yeah,
it was going to go. It was going to go the second you push the button on it. People, DJs, especially in lockdown, feel like they're missing out on their gigs. They're missing out on self-expression. They're missing out on sharing all the new tunes they're finding, and they feel like it's kind of a right to be able to DJ, I think. And while we all know, and this isn't about the legalities of doing this, because frankly, DJs don't care. They just want to be left alone to do their thing. But we all know that technically DJs shouldn't be doing this on the big mainstream platforms, and that there's varying degrees of toleration, if you like. How has Mixcloud managed to get itself into a position where it can say, look, guys, you're legal on our platform? Explain to us a little bit about how that works.
Yeah, I'll take that one. I think what's ironic here is we actually came at this from the more difficult side. So, being a platform for pre-recorded mixes and sets and shows, we needed to get licensing deals done with all the major labels, indies, publishers, and performing rights groups around the world. And ironically, that was actually more difficult than doing the live licenses, which are pretty standard, actually, similar to radio style licenses. And so I think where a lot of the other platforms have fallen down is that they don't have the licenses in place for the listen again functionality. And so sometimes you'll see people go live on another platform, and even if they may manage to make it through an entire stream without being detected and taken down, as soon as they try and save it and have it there to listen or view again, then immediately it's not available.
And that's because it's harder to do recorded than live. It's harder to get that recorded license in place, which you need for a replay, as opposed to just hear this second, gone the next.
Exactly. And there's a really fundamental subtlety in the nuance around licensing video with music. As soon as you save down a video and add music to it, you trigger a new copyright called the sync right, the synchronization right. And to be able to do that type of licensing, you have to do an individual license for every single song. And that's why nobody really has unlocked that and managed to do that. And when we roll out the auto archiving to Mixcloud, it will be the audio portion that we save down.
Yeah, okay. So that's another question that people are going to want to know an answer to. So we'll get on to that. So do you think, this is a question, kind of a business question, I guess. Do you think the other platforms just haven't got the will to do this because DJs are not a big part of their roadmap? If you're Facebook, who cares about the 0.5% of the population who might possibly care about DJing on their platform? Is that the reason that no one else seems to really care about this?
I think so. Yeah. I think that, Twitch has said that it's kind of 3 to 5% of their traffic is music. I have no idea. Facebook, it's probably less than 1%. And it's a very complicated thing to solve. And so I don't think that they've taken the time or effort to really work on it. I don't know. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd reiterate the same thing. I think it's just not front of mind for them.
Yeah.
They're not none of those companies really think about the DJ as the first consumer on the platform, whereas we do. We think about DJs day in, day out. That is the lifeblood of Mixcloud. So we very much think about their problems as a first-class problem on the platform.
So we're talking, if you've just joined us, to Matt and Nico from the co-founders of Mixcloud about Mixcloud Live and about the opportunity now for DJs the world over to broadcast 100% legally on their platform. We've already talked about the difference between the licenses these guys need for recorded music and live music and how it was actually quite easy for them to add this on and why it might be that other platforms aren't doing this. What I want to talk about now is some of the big questions people have been asking about the platform. One of the questions is, this is all good, but there's no easy way of people discovering our live streams when we've gone live. Is this something that you are looking to work on as something to add into the ecosystem, if you like? So people can go live and then more people know about it quicker?
Hell yes. It's the current thing we're working on, to be very honest. There's sort of 3 or 4 angles we're pushing on as hard as we can. We went live really quickly with very few restrictions, of the product problem solved. We were just like, how do we get this from A to B as fast as possible? And that was allow a DJ to go live and a chat around it. The next step is how do we bring in their audience? Some of you will have seen on Friday we rolled out who's currently live on the side of the site. There will be a browse and discover page, which the design team got hold of yesterday. I'm hoping will be done. I don't want to say this because I know some of them will probably be listening end of week, early next week.
The classic error of all developers, right?
Sorry, they'll be pinging me on Slack in a minute. So yes, ASAP, how do we tell them, your followers, that you're live right now? How do we tell new people that you're live? And then how do we do that on mobile as well? We missed out the mobile apps, but you can be damn sure that's on the route as well.
Yeah, so that's another question. Let's move on to that one. At the moment, when people go live on Mixcloud, they need to get a broadcast app like OBS is the big one, obviously. It's free. They need to go to their Mixcloud page. They need to find the live bit. They need to copy a stream key and a server address. They need to go back to OBS. They need to put those in. They need to then click go live there. They need to then go back to Mixcloud and find the live button and click go live there. And that is, it's very, very easy when you've done it 1 or 2 times. If you've never done it before, it's like sending your first email, if anyone remembers that. It was like, I don't even know what this thing is. How can I send one of these things? And obviously everyone's used to Facebook Live and Instagram Live and just holding up their tablet or phone and pressing the button. And so this is something that's on your roadmap, right? To get that straight into the Mixcloud apps so that it's all integrated.
Certainly from the listening side it is. From the streaming side, we're definitely heavily considering it. The number one thing we care about is honestly things like audio quality. So we're on 320K for the most part. Sometimes we fall back to 256K, which is way above and beyond any other platform. We're not sure we can get that quality out of the mobile device right now. So we're going to have to make some product decisions there. Mm-hmm. We will definitely look into it though. What's super interesting is we thought exactly the same as you. We thought this was this is a mountain each DJ has to climb over to go live. And what we've actually seen is that they make it time and time again. We see very few dropouts along the way. So our worst fears there have not realized.
We actually have a video which anyone watching this can go to djtips.co/Mixcloud, and we've put a video instruction. I talk you through how to do it, and if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. I still can't sleep when I have one of those dreams about setting a video recorder from the 1980s. I never conquered it. It isn't very hard, people. It just takes a bit of work. So I talk you through the whole thing there and show you how it works. So if you are wanting to do this, but you're not sure, just go watch that video. All right, then, let's get some comments. If you've just joined us, I'm talking to Matt and Nico from Mixcloud about Mixcloud Live, the new 100% legal DJ streaming platform. So I'm going to, everyone's saying hello. You've got lots of platforms tuning in today, boys. You've got Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube all here interested to know about this. So I'm just going to scroll, and hello to everyone. I'm not joking, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments here. But I'm going to scroll through them and find some kind of pertinent questions. So Reese is asking one of the big questions. Reese is actually on Twitch, who says, will the streams be recorded and saved at some point? So tell us about that.
Yeah, so we're clearly planning to archive to Mixcloud. It was just one of the features which we had to drop from the initial release to get this out faster to DJs. We'll be putting the shows on that audio only for some of the reasons Nico mentioned earlier. So yes, they will be archived off in an audio format.
So they're going to be audio only, and is that a licensing issue? That's because if you archive video, it would be harder or something.
Yeah, that's right. It's what I mentioned earlier for anybody who's just joined. When you archive video with music, you have to clear sync rights, which is an entirely different category of rights. And you have to do that song by song. So it's pretty much next to impossible. You can't do blanket deals with a whole label or a whole performing rights organization. So it will auto archive. It will be optional to auto archive to Mixcloud and save down the audio portion.
Okay, so it's going to be archivable, but in audio format. People, everyone is asking that.
Yeah.
Gaz
and I think
on Facebook.
Just to come in there one more time. What's really important to recognize is that we are pretty much the only platform that's licensed to have those on-demand recordings of the sets or shows and have them available to listen again.
So they'll be safe, basically, people.
Yeah,
they're not going to get taken down or muted or blocked worldwide, and you've got to go and edit them and do something lame to get them back up. So Gaz says, I think it's a brilliant idea. I used it last week. I have some suggestions and ideas that would definitely improve it. Gaz, at the end of any broadcast, these guys have got a how was it? Tell us how to improve button. So, go live and click on that button. Mark on Facebook just says Mixcloud is awesome. Thank you for being awesome. He's in Boston. All right, then. So Derek says, will there be an integration of playlist uploading from Rekordbox or Virtual DJ? Because you can currently upload your playlist from Serato, can't you? And secondly, when will you switch from beta to live, to non-beta, to public? Gmail never went out of beta, people. It's about 2 years ago I went out of beta. Don't worry about that. Worry about whether you're getting the features you want. But I think the playlist uploading is a bigger picture, a bigger question, isn't it? Because Mixcloud has always given you, it wants you to upload a playlist anyway for the way it works, but also it's always given you a chance just to quickly pull your playlist off Serato. So is there going to be an expansion of Mixcloud to do it from other DJ software?
It's always something on the roadmap. It honestly is not the top priority right now. The top priority is landing live successfully. It's definitely something we're really pro doing though. So kind of watch the space and we'll do what we can there.
Cool.
We obviously want to lower every barrier to entry.
Yeah, so you've been heard on that one. This next one is on from Tap Records on YouTube. It says, awesome, I keep getting my videos flagged on Facebook. I play music I've purchased over the years and I play to make people happy. Thank you for building this. So they're just bigging you up there. So let's see what people are saying over on Mixcloud. So what have we got here? Lots and lots of people clearly very pleased about this. So DJ Tommy Rock and Hayden and Irvin. Irvin was one of your early streamers. He seemed to have a blank stream with 5,000 viewers. So I don't quite know how he did that. But I was watching. So Irvin, you did well there. He's actually a very technical streaming dude who I know reasonably well. All right then. Moon Junkies says, thank you for the wonderful feature. Keep it up on your platform. Deliciously Twisted on your platform says, conducted a very successful 1 hour live test today. Can you share when, oh yeah, this is a good one. Can you share when a persistent stream key will come and integration with Restream and Restream chat? And I can second both of those. I would absolutely love to see both of those things. So persistent stream key and Restream.io integration.
So let's start with Restream. I know that conversations were had between us and them today. I've not had time to sync up with the team with where they got with those conversations. So it's already in discussion. Let's see from there. Watch Brilliant. The space. We'll let you know where it ends up. Persistent stream key. This is honestly one which caught us a little bit by surprise. We didn't realize that this was going to be such a big requirement. So it's on the roadmap. We're thinking about it. We actually have some technical limitations to overcome there before we can fix that problem. Mm-hmm. We kind of designed ourselves into a bit of a corner. And honestly, the first priority right now is latency and reliability. They're our number two, like 1 and 2 priorities. And then Brilliant. This is catching up with that.
I want to explain this to people who are like not very technical, and you don't have to be technical. If you've never live streamed before, why would you be? It's all new. What happens with live streaming is you get given a server, and it's almost like the web address of a web page, right? This is where I want to live stream. So they give you an address. They also give you a key which says this is me, and this is the live stream I want to do. Without those two things, it's hard to live stream. And YouTube and Facebook and the other platforms have got to a point where you have your personal key and it just knows what you're trying to do. So you don't have to update it every time. And that means you set it once in your broadcast software and it's done. Whereas with Mixcloud, every time you add a new title, today's stream is going to be called, today's stream. They'll give you a new key and it's just an extra step of copying it over. It's not very hard, but it is a step that some people aren't used to. So just to explain, if you've been listening and you're not sure what that means. So Stefan will be pleased to hear this. Stefan on Facebook is saying, I do appreciate what Mixcloud has done for the community, but I do have huge issues with streaming, too much buffering and lagging. Is there anything I can do from the OBS settings that would help me to improve the audio continuity? So have you got any tips for doing the best from our end to make it easier from your end to keep the streams nice and smooth?
Honestly, there's a few things. So we were just completely taken aback by the capacity we had to put in place to manage this. And what happens is when we get too many people on the service, we have like a pressure release valve we can move, which makes the latency go up for everyone, but it allows more people in. So we pulled that within about 2 hours of launch, and we're just about, in fact, I got the go ahead about an hour ago from the team that they've got all the new servers online. So hopefully we'll be back into full swing within 24 hours. So I'm hoping that these issues will be resolved from our side, and this is why we have a beta logo on the service.
Yes.
We still didn't understand how big this would become so quickly. What I would say though is aim for a couple of settings. These are in our support forums. We added them, I think, yesterday. 30 frames per second, 1280, I think, no, 720p. Sorry, is the resolution. Aim for those. Aim for 256 or 320k audio, and that will make it a bit easier on our end. But honestly, just wait 24, 48 hours for us to resolve some of the streaming issues from our side.
So we'll add that to our article as well. So 720p, don't go any higher than that with your resolution, guys and girls. That's perfectly good enough for a streaming platform anyway. 30 frames per second and 256 audio or 320 even will be fine. All right then. So the most important thing missing, says Amar on Twitch, is the ability to send notifications to followers. So just these guys know that, and I've got some awful business ideas coming through on Mixcloud Live. You've obviously got some pretty pretty ABC1 people on your platform pitching things to me. Great ideas that we could all do together. So I'll come back to you people later and talk about that stuff. James says the only weakness is people are so addicted to Facebook. The minute you stick a link on Facebook rather than actual stream, no one can be bothered. But then again, people, think about it this way. If your audience can't be bothered clicking one link, are they really your audience, or are they just stone cold bored and they're going to be streaming you for 10 seconds before moving on to a cat video, So all right then. So I'm moving down the comments now. You can tell this is live because I've got so many to scroll through. There's just a lot of love. I'll let you boys know there's a lot of love here. So we've got Nico and Matt from Mixcloud talking about Mixcloud Live. If you've just joined Tuesday Tips Live, we'll go for another 10 minutes or so. I do want to get somewhere near the bottom. I'm only halfway through and I'm trying to find some stuff that's not the three big things, which is latency, getting people to know about it, and whatever the other one was. All right then. So JTility says, I just want to say thank you for your support of DJs and for leaping into action to solve this giant problem for us. Here's a great one. Tina G. Hey Phil, good to see you. Do we as DJs need to worry about playing full albums, such as house sets, etc.? Even though Mixcloud has the licensing, will we still have to use obscure tracks? So guys, tell us the rules about playing the same artist or the same album, and what people can and can't do.
Yeah, that's a really great question. So we do have some rules there. They're pretty simple. It's maximum number of 4 tracks by an artist or 3 consecutively. And similar with albums, maximum number of 4 tracks from an album or 3 consecutively. And the reason those rules exist is they actually predate the internet. They go way back to when radio first started. And it was agreed between the radio companies and the record labels just to prevent people from actually playing full albums on a radio show, and people would just record and save down the album. It's the same today, and I think that that's a healthy thing ultimately, because if you want to listen to an album, Mixcloud's not really the place for that.
Go to Spotify, the album will be there.
Exactly. Yeah. There's better places from that. People tune in for the DJs, for their curation, for their skills, and if you're looking for albums, I think there's better places. What we're here for is a live set, a DJ set, a mix, or a radio show. That's our specialty.
Yeah. Okay. So DJs don't play all the same artists, but why would you? You
Yeah.
So Jamie on Facebook says getting it working with Streamlabs would be a massive advantage. So Streamlabs OBS you're talking about, it does work. Any software you can put an RTM server, RTMP server, and a key in will work, which includes that. So it will work with that. It works great, says Marvin. You just need to refine the chat room and the buffering. So there's another vote there for keeping working on that stuff. I'm just scrolling. So people are asking about payment. So it's free for, I can tell you this, it's free for 90 days. You can get the pro account free for 3 months, which is probably going to get you out of lockdown, people. And if it's working for you, £9 or $15 a month for the whole of Mixcloud, for all the stuff you get for that, not just the live streaming. All right, then.
Yeah. Just Phil, to pick up on that point just for a moment. When you have a pro account, you can actually turn on monetization as well. We have a program called Select, which is our monetization program, and it enables fans to directly support the creators. So, if you're a fan of John Digweed, you can pledge, £3 or £4 a month. You get access to his exclusives. You get the ability to download his sets offline onto your phone. We've got more stuff coming soon. So that's a pretty unique monetization feature for the DJs that actually nobody else is doing as well.
And it's coming to live streaming, is it? You'll be able to have a monetization, do exclusive live streams to your subscribers and so on.
It's already there for certain people. So, for example, if you're one of the big DJs with Select enabled, and this is available to everyone with Pro, there'll be a banner underneath saying subscribe now to this DJ to support or help them. And then those shows are available. And certainly the pre-recorded shows, as Nico said, were available offline, track lists in advance. There's a whole host of features there.
So this is, guys, you're going from being slapped around the face to being able to make money out of doing exactly the same thing. Has to be worth giving this a go if you're watching this.
We're also looking at the ability to do a live stream just to your subscribers and supporters, which a lot of people have requested. Kind of, if you think about everybody who, would have been gigging every week or every other day in some cases, they've completely lost all of that source of revenue. And so this is really an opportunity to engage with your key audience, your core fans, and potentially do special shows, live shows just for them.
And also, guys, a lot of you will have seen the kind of format of live DJ sets online where you watch a DJ playing a set and then afterwards the DJ walks off and sits down at a sofa and chats. And it will be possible, I'm just talking to the audience here, it'd be very possible for you to play a live stream and then only give your fans the behind the scenes, take their questions, talk to them afterwards. So, if you're watching this thinking, how would I use this? There's just one example. Mike says, Nico, I definitely understand we can't save the video stream because of copyright, but can we at least save the video to our own device for our own use? I can answer that one for you. If you use OBS, just record it. Just click record. You're able to record as well as live stream. So you keep your recording forever.
There you go. Yeah.
Any more tips to add to that one, people?
No, I think that's great. You know it.
All right, then. Jamie says viewer counts are very important. I couldn't find that watching the other night. They are there. I found that they updated quite slowly, but they are there, people. So yeah, keep looking. All right, then. DJ Classic Beats says, I love it. I've been waiting for Mixcloud to do live streaming. I decided to get the pro subscription before this, and I'm glad I did now. So, all right, then. I'm just, again, this is all live, people, so I'm just scrolling down and looking through your questions as we've got the guys here, just to put any questions that haven't been answered already. Do you think, says Dominic, there might be a segment of users, both viewers and DJs, who might be alienated due to subscription cost and pricing? So he's asked that to both you guys and to me. So you guys go first. It's people being alienated by having to pay for this.
Yeah, I think it's a fair question. There's always going to be people who feel like, it's not for them. We understand that. I think that we've put a lot of work and effort, and it costs a lot from an infrastructure and bandwidth perspective to do this. And if you look at some of the other tools out there, like Restream or like Ecamm or anything like that, sometimes in life it's kind of you get what you pay for, and we're hoping that if this is successful, we can continue to build this out and use the fees that come in to build more and make this an even better product.
Well, and it's been addressed to me as well, and I would say that your money's going to the people who made the music as well. This is what it's all about. It's about putting a little bit back into what you're getting out from. And if it works for you, if you can get yourself a few subscribers, it can pay for itself. And then you're a functioning part of this ecosystem, and you're not just a free rider. It's got to be good. It's got to be good in the long run. So I'm just literally typing a message to the 200 odd people who are on Mixcloud, watching you guys from Mixcloud at the moment, just letting them know that we haven't forgotten them there. We're not quite in a position where we can drag your comments onto the screen like we can with the rest, although we've already heard that might be coming. And if you have just joined us, we are talking to Nico and to Nick from Mixcloud, trying to do everything at once here. So... sorry, Matt, not Nick. Sorry, Matt. There you go. I cannot do everything at once because I was talking to Nick down there.
I think one interesting thing that people might not be aware of as well to mention is, like you just said, in terms of the contributing to the artists who you're playing in your shows and your mixes. Again, this is something that nobody else is doing right now. So we actually, every upload that goes onto the system, we use an audio fingerprinting tool like Shazam to go in and look at what's being played, and then pay out to the individual tracks and artists and labels who are being streamed within those streams. So we're really proud of that. That took a lot of work, and we have a lot of people on the team who spent a long time and a lot of effort getting this set up and working, because it's logistically incredibly complicated. So it's important to know that when you're playing out somebody's music, either on the ad tier they'll get a per track fee, or on the subscription, on the select, they'll get a small percentage of that subscription as well. So you're supporting the ecosystem and the artists who you're playing as well,
which is all good news. McTwizzle on Twitch says, I've gone live on Mixcloud 4 times since the launch. The process is simple. I've shared the link on my other platforms. Yes, I've had a lag, but I announced it to the audience what to expect, and it will get better. Be patient, people. So on your platform, DJ Tommy Rock says, love where you're headed with this. What's a killer feature in the works that you guys have not told us about yet? No, he's putting you on the spot. So
put me on the spot here. We have a lot of stuff we're playing around with right now.
What are you playing around with that might or might not happen ever? There you go.
Might or might not happen. So we're obviously looking at this idea of like a chat room isn't kind of the vibe of a club or an audience, right? So how do you make things feel alive? That is one of the big themes we're kind of playing around with from a design and product perspective. So we're looking at things like, how do we get audience participation involved with the chat or the video? How do we get the audience?
The equivalent of clicking likes or I'm dancing or buttons like that.
All kind of stuff like that. And then there's some stuff I'm not quite ready to mention yet, which looks really unique if we bring it to market. But we've got some challenges with regards to how we moderate it. So if we get that nailed, it'll
cool.
Watch this space. It'll be different.
That sounds exciting. So on Facebook, Christian says, is it possible that in the future there'll be a share URL that on a Facebook page or other social media will automatically show a live thumbnail, or at least some kind of thumbnail? So anyone who wants to watch your live doesn't need to go directly onto Mixcloud. So it's like an embed link. I imagine that's probably not even allowed on Facebook and so on. But but you can embed YouTube in websites, for instance, can't you? So that you can just watch from there. So is that something that might come in the future, where you'll be able to embed a live stream on your website, or at least away from Mixcloud so people can still watch it?
So we have this capability with the Mixcloud shows, the on-demand shows, not the live shows right now. So we definitely know how to do it from a technical and product perspective. It's more about prioritization. It's one of the things we're keeping an eye on. There are certain players in the market, large festivals, etc., who would love this feature. It gets a bit more complicated from our perspective with regards to how and why we'd build it. So we've got to think through some of those problems, but definitely a great idea, and definitely something we're watching very closely and thinking about.
Brilliant. Okay, so someone's just said, Phil, what camera are you using? It looks great. It's a Sony a6400 through an Elgato 4K capture card, people, if you're that way inclined. Anyway, so one or two final questions, because we did say half an hour here and we've overrun, but we've got like, I don't know, 600 people on, probably 900 people in total watching this. So there's obviously a lot of interest here. So I want to get all the questions that you've asked over to these guys. Do you need to have a pro account to watch someone's feed, says James?
No.
No, anyone can watch. Give them the URL.
Yeah.
But you need to you need to have an account, a free account to comment, right? You've got to be logged in to comment.
Yeah.
Is that going to change? Is that something that's going to become more public?
I don't think so at this point. So yeah, anybody can watch, and anyone can comment with a free account. We need them to log in because honestly, we need something for abuse protection. If somebody starts becoming quite abusive in those comments, we need an ability to pin it back down to an email account and block it. Yeah. So we think from a moderation point of view, it's probably a requirement. So we're not looking at changing that. We are heavily in the works with an idea right now, which you alluded to earlier. You were saying like Facebook reactions and stuff. Can somebody like and favorite something whilst logged out? That doesn't seem like that would be abused because it's kind of controlled. So we're looking at ways to let the audience who are there feed into the experience without them having to log in. We'd love to do that, but comments right now, we think it's too far.
Okay, brilliant. So you got a lot. It's fair enough. Have an account and log in. You can follow people and do all kinds of good stuff anyway, and use Mixcloud as an audio discovery tool as much as anything else. So all right then. I'm just scrolling, just trying to find the one or two questions that cover something that maybe we haven't talked about yet. People are giving a thumbs up for Streamlabs, saying it's better than normal OBS. So not only can you use it, but people are loving it. And just lots of love, people. Dominic Carter, thank you. I do believe it makes sense with everything coming back full circle. I think the other platforms have got people spoiled a little bit by the audience, but not by the legality, of course. All right then. I think I'm gonna call it there because while there's some brilliant questions, and we as a team will get back to you. And if you've got time to spend 10 minutes in the comments underneath the video on our Facebook page, guys, or someone has, there's lots of good questions there. But I'd literally have you here for an hour and a half. At the very least, maybe scan them for ideas. Will
do.
So, guys, girls, if you've enjoyed this chat with with Nico and Matt from Mixcloud, please just do your thing. Say thank you. Do your thumbs up. On some platforms you can do that, and you'll be able to do it soon on the Mixcloud platform. And thank you very much, boys, for joining. Thanks for doing this. It really has made a difference to the DJ world. It couldn't have come at a better time. Digital DJ Tips has used it and has loved it. And I think I speak for a lot of people when I say it's reignited our interest in Mixcloud and our kind of commitment to it. We had kind of forgotten about you boys a little bit, not through any lack of anything other than that's what happens in life, isn't it? You just think, haven't been there for a while. But believe me, we're back. And I think I can speak for an awful lot of people on this live stream who would say the same thing. So for the 1,000 or so people watching this, thank you all for tuning in. This has been Tuesday Tips Live from Digital DJ Tips. And we will be back next week at the same time. We're also back on Friday at the same time, where it's an any questions. So there'll be no agenda there. So come and join us for that. And on Sunday, we'll be live on Mixcloud Live an hour later than this time, where I'm going to be doing the set this week. It's called Balcony Beats. It's from my balcony around the corner there. We will DJ out the sunset, and it'll be lovely. So come and join us for that. Meanwhile, get good. Keep doing the live streams. Make the moments, people, and we will see you again very soon. Say goodbye, chaps.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you very much, Nico and
Thanks
Matt.
for having us.
We'll talk to you again very soon.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.